everyone, my name is Tosin and today I would like to share with you the story of my journey to motherhood. My husband and I got married in December of 2016 and we immediately decided to start trying to conceive. We eventually got pregnant February of 2017 and we're very excited. The baby was due in November and we're just over the moon with excitement, expecting this baby, and we started planning our lives around the child. We had heard about the risk of miscarriage. I guess the truth is nobody really expects that it's going to happen to them, and we really didn't think it was going to happen to us. But unfortunately, in May of 2017, we lost our baby. I was 14 weeks pregnant and I really thought I was out of the danger zone. It was the beginning of my second trimester and the risk of miscarriage was supposed to be less, but for some reason we lost the child and it was very, very devastating for us. The entire experience of the pregnancy loss and the aftermath of that. So 3 days after I had lost the baby, I started to lactate for the child that I had lost, and this was very painful for me. It felt like a cruel reminder of the child that I had lost, and it was really just very sad experiencing that. I talked to my doctor about it and she advised me not to express the milk and to just put cabbage in the breast to help the milk stop flowing. Unfortunately though, I developed mastitis. I'm guessing I must have had a blocked duct, but I developed mastitis and it was very painful and it just felt like everything that could go wrong was going wrong, and it really just increased my grief. But throughout the whole experience, I still don't know how I got through it looking back now, but somehow we were able to get through it, and I think I learned some very important lessons from that whole experience, losing the baby and then the complications that came afterwards. One of the lessons that I learned from that was that sometimes it's okay to share. After we lost the baby, I talked to some family and friends, just some close family and friends, about what had happened, and I think it really helped me a lot because I was grieving, my husband too was grieving, and we needed some positive energy coming in, and I think talking to other people really helped to bring that sort of positive energy into the whole situation and helped us see that there was a light at the end of the tunnel. So I definitely encourage anybody that it's okay to share. You don't feel like you need to go through your grief alone. And the second thing that I want to mention is that it's okay to grieve with your partner. They are also grieving as well. As women and the vessels carrying the baby, it can feel like we are alone in our grief, but I mean, from my personal experience, I know that my husband was hurting just as much as I was. So it's really okay for both of you to go through that process together and grieve together and maybe talk about it and try to find that healing together as a family. You have to remember that it is not your fault. I think this part is very important. It's easy to blame yourself when you have a pregnancy loss, but the truth is it's something that can happen to anybody. A lot of pregnancies are lost in first trimester. Sometimes even before people realize that they are pregnant, you can lose a pregnancy. So it's important not to blame yourself thinking that you did something to cause this. Just know that it is not your fault. And then the other thing that I would mention is that find an outlet for yourself. For me, I'm a crier, so I cried a lot, and somehow the tears just helped to sort of relieve the pain, I guess. So if you're someone who cries like me and it helps you feel better, then go ahead and cry. If you have some other outlet that helps you to heal, then go ahead and do whatever works for you, but find a way to let out that pain. So after we had lost the baby, of course the next step was we were trying to conceive again, and well, it took some time for that to happen. I'm going to be very honest with you. It didn't happen immediately. First of all, I had to wait for my body to heal. So the doctor had advised waiting for the mastitis to pass and let the breast heal and all of that. So we had to wait for that process to be complete before we could even try having a baby again. And the second interesting one was we were waiting to have a negative test. It's funny because after you lose a baby, your HCG level can still be high and you're still having positive tests. So we're waiting for the test to turn negative again so that we can try to have another baby. So that was a very ironic one, I would say. Also, one of the things that I know that I experienced personally was that for my body, it took some time for it to sort of go back to normal. So for a while, I think I was having an ovulatory period, and my period just wasn't the same for a while, and I think that could have prevented me from getting pregnant. And in that period, you can sort of just go crazy thinking like, oh, why is this not happening at this point? Why am I not getting pregnant? But the truth is, you do have to give your body just want to have things to happen immediately at the moment that we say it should, and life is not always like that. So I would say just try to chill out. I realize that this is very difficult to do, but I strongly advise that. I know I was going overboard with the ovulation kits, always checking to see when I was ovulating, and then harassing my husband the entire period that I was ovulating, just trying to get pregnant again. And we eventually got pregnant again in September of 2017, and honestly I cannot tell you how happy we were to find out we were pregnant and expecting another baby. We were apprehensive because of our past experience, but we're also very happy. For me, it was also very comforting that it happened before the due date of my last pregnancy. That gave me some comfort when that day came along, because I had this new child that was growing inside me. Obviously, a new child does not replace an old one or one that was lost, but it did give me some comfort. And pregnancy has had its ups and downs. First trimester was not easy for me personally. I was throwing up a lot. I had to go to the hospital a couple of times because I was dehydrated. So you definitely want to take care of your health when you're pregnant and look after yourself, because your health is important to the health of the baby. And I think after my first trimester and I got into second trimester, I think everything just felt kind of like smooth sailing, and it got a lot easier, I would say. All my sufferings of first trimester were definitely rewarded in second and third trimester. So right now, we're just enjoying this period. Our baby is due in June next month, so yeah, we are very, very excited. Obviously, like I said, the loss of one child, having another child does not replace the loss of one child. So it's okay to grieve. I do keep memorabilia of the child that I lost. I still have the ultrasound, and I just feel like for me personally it is important to keep the memory of that child alive. But yes, we are very excited, and as Mother's Day is around the corner, you and being pregnant, you definitely start to appreciate your mother a little more. You definitely start to appreciate the entire process of being a mother and what it feels like and the entire experience. So I just want to encourage anybody out there that is going through a tough time trying to get pregnant, or if you have experienced loss and you're trying to get pregnant again, and just keep the faith and just stay encouraged. I know that my story is not, some people have definitely gone through a lot more than I have been through, but I just want you to know that you can get through this and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So I wish everyone good luck and happy Mother's Day to all the expectant mothers.